The cameras flashed. The crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
It really happens that fast.
It totally does. Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
We absolutely do. And if you are loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead in today's deep dive.
Yes, definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
So today's main topic is based on this headline that's just been everywhere lately. Gigi Hadid explains why Bradley Cooper feels different to her.
Oh, yeah. That one has been making serious waves.
Right. And usually when a high-profile celebrity couple steps out for the first time, it is this, well, it's a masterclass in calculated noise.
Oh, completely. You get the strategic red carpet debut.
Yep. Or the perfectly timed soft launch on Instagram.
Right, with the carefully leaked quotes from anonymous sources sent directly to the tabloids.
Exactly. It's a highly orchestrated performance, and it's designed to maximize attention while, still controlling the narrative.
Right. But what we're looking at today is so entirely different.
It really is. We are taking a deep dive into a romance that is basically breaking every single one of those established rules of the Hollywood public relations machine.
Yeah, the relationship between supermodel Gigi Hadid and actor and director Bradley Cooper.
And that's not even the wildest part, because wait until you hear how their attempt to be totally normal accidentally sent the media into a complete meltdown in Paris later in this deep dive.
Oh, the Paris situation is fascinating. By actively choosing to be completely uninteresting to the paparazzi, they've inadvertently engineered the most fascinating cultural case study of the year.
Yeah.
It completely subverts how the whole celebrity ecosystem is supposed to function.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because to understand why the public is so captivated, we first have to look at what is actually happening behind closed doors.
Right.
We have a fantastic stack of materials today. There is a deeply revealing cover story from Vogue France, specifically their September issue.
Which is huge.
Massive. And we've also got some entertainment reports from Us Weekly, Geo News, and the News International, just navigating all the rumors.
Plus that really sharp video essay analyzing their PR strategy from Celebrity Star Whispers.
Yes, that video essay is incredible. So our mission today is really to unpack why this seemingly odd couple pairing works so well, and how their active choice to be boring and private has paradoxically made them Hollywood's most fascinating obsession.
Right, because what stands out immediately in these sources is this concept of radical transparency.
Yeah, like in that Vogue France interview, Gigi gave this super rare quote where she described the relationship as being fundamentally different from anything she has experienced before.
And she specifically credited their ability to be deeply honest, right?
Exactly. Deeply honest. She talked about having the freedom to say exactly what they think the exact moment they think it.
Which, that sounds incredibly mundane to anyone working a regular 9-to-5 job.
Right. Like, shouldn't you always be honest with your partner?
You would hope so. But you have to view that statement through the lens of a human brand.
No, that's a good way to put it.
When you are a global supermodel or an A-list director, your entire existence is a curated product. You spend your day walking on an endless floor of eggshells.
Managing publicists, agents, corporate sponsors.
And millions of followers. Every single interaction is filtered to protect your marketability.
Yeah, I think anyone who has ever curated an Instagram profile or stressed about a LinkedIn update can understand just a micro fraction of that pressure.
Right.
You're presenting this front stage version of yourself to the world constantly. And the psychological toll of maintaining that persona for 10 or 12 hours a day has to be exhausting.
It has to be. So the ultimate luxury for someone in that hypervisible stratosphere isn't, a private jet or a yacht.
No.
It is the psychological safety of going home, shutting the door, and turning off the filter entirely. It is the ability to be completely unmanaged in the presence of another human being. And Gigi explicitly noted in the interview that if that level of honesty is impossible, it probably means it's not the right person.
Wow.
That reveals a massive shift in her priorities, probably born from the exhaustion of her past highly scrutinized public relationships.
I buy the radical honesty angle, totally. But realistically, I have to push back on the logistics here.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, she is a 31-year-old fashion icon living in the hyper-fast, image-obsessed world of global runways.
True.
He is a 51-year-old actor known for disappearing into these intense, years-long method acting deep dives for the Oscars.
Yeah, it's a totally different vibe.
Right, so a no-filter emotional connection is great in theory, but it doesn't automatically bridge that massive logistical gap in their daily realities.
That's a fair point.
How do two people with a 20-year age gap in entirely different corners of the industry actually relate to each other on a random Tuesday morning?
See, that friction is usually what destroys Hollywood couples. But the commentary on their dynamic, especially in the sources we looked at, suggests they have bypassed that issue by abandoning the expectation of complete mutual understanding.
Oh, interesting. So they don't even try to get it.
Not completely, no. They aren't trying to fully comprehend the minutiae of each other's industries.
Right.
He doesn't need to understand the nuances of a high-fashion editorial shoot, and she doesn't need to dissect the intense psychological prep of his directing process.
They just let each other do their thing.
Right. They have replaced the need for complete understanding with the practice of unconditional grounding and support.
So it isn't about having shared hobbies or being able to talk shop about the entertainment industry over dinner. It is about having a tether to reality.
Exactly. Think about Bradley Cooper's role as a creative catalyst in her life, which Geo News highlighted heavily.
Right, yeah.
He isn't managing her career. He is providing a safe psychological baseline that allows her to take artistic risks.
Like they mentioned, he gives her the belief to just take the leap.
Yes. Taking the leap into things she previously wouldn't have considered, like auditioning for acting roles, or re-engaging with her love for the theater.
Which is huge for someone who's already at the top of a different industry.
Definitely. When you have a partner who is firmly established in their own legacy, and they aren't competing with you for the spotlight, it creates an environment of profound mutual encouragement.
That makes a lot of sense. That creative safety net is vital. But, high-minded artistic support means absolutely nothing if you can't figure out who is doing the school drop-off.
Oh, the school drop-off is the real test.
Right. The real pressure test of a relationship isn't how you support each other's dreams. It is how you integrate your actual, messy, everyday lives.
The logistics of existence.
Yes. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Let's hear it.
This is where their shared history becomes the crucial common denominator. They are both navigating the immense complexities of single parenthood in the public eye.
Which is a whole other level of stress.
Yeah. Exactly. So according to Us Weekly and the News International, they both have young daughters from previous, highly publicized relationships.
Right.
Gigi shares her 5-year-old daughter, Kai, with Zayn Malik. And Bradley shares his 9-year-old daughter, Leah, with Irina Shayk.
And anyone who has gone through a high-profile breakup knows that public love is incredibly expensive emotionally.
Oh, totally. It takes a huge toll.
So when they found each other, they weren't looking for a red carpet co-star. They were looking for a refuge from the media circus.
Right. Because integrating a blended family when both parents are chased by paparazzi is just a logistical nightmare.
It's coordinating custody schedules, navigating school runs, and trying to protect young children from aggressive photographers.
And the fact that the reporting universally points to a remarkably seamless integration.
Which is rare.
So rare. Like, their daughters see each other all the time, they play together constantly and function as this happy little blended unit. That indicates a shared core value system.
Absolutely. They prioritize the mundane reality of family over the performative requirements of celebrity.
Even Gigi's mother, Yolanda, who we all know is fiercely protective of her family's image.
Oh, very protective.
She has openly observed how grounded and relaxed Gigi is in this dynamic.
Which is a huge endorsement.
It really is. Which leads us to how they are actually physically moving through the world right now.
Yeah, let's talk about the YouTube video essay from Celebrity Star Whispers.
That breakdown was fascinating. It showed how these two completely bypassed the standard PR playbook.
They didn't release a statement. They didn't do a glamorous photo shoot to announce themselves.
No. We just started seeing them doing aggressively boring things.
Very boring.
Walking down the street in New York, holding coffee, having a quiet dinner at Via Carota in the West Village.
Right.
And I have to ask, is this a deliberate, calculated anti-PR strategy to look relatable? Or are they just genuinely exhausted by the fame game?
I think it's a realization of the cost of being loud. Routine is the enemy of the paparazzi economy.
Oh, say more about that.
Well, photo agencies price their images based on novelty and scandal.
Right.
A photo of a celebrity having a screaming match outside a club is worth thousands of dollars.
Of course.
But a photo of two people in sweatpants holding iced lattes on a Tuesday, it is practically worthless after the first few times.
Oh, wow. That is so true.
By weaponizing routine, they are starving the tabloid economy of the fuel it needs to monetize their relationship. Bradley has said he wants peace over chaos, and Gigi's priorities have definitely shifted since becoming a mother. They aren't performing for the cameras, they're choosing routine.
But celebrity PR is usually like a pressure valve, right?
Yeah.
If rumors are building, a publicist will leak a blurry photo or a carefully worded quote to release the tension and control the narrative.
Exactly.
But by refusing to open the valve at all, Bradley and Gigi accidentally turned themselves into a media pressure cooker.
It is the ultimate paradox of modern fame.
Yeah. And later in this deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming with these rumors, because the media literally could not get their story straight.
It's because when you operate in an ecosystem that is entirely conditioned to expect chaos, drama, and constant content generation,
Right.
absolute silence becomes the most deafening noise you can make. The media machine simply doesn't know how to process a couple that refuses to play the game.
Which brings us to the absolute frenzy that erupted in Paris.
Oh, Paris.
Because their attempt to be quiet and drama-free ended up triggering a massive wave of speculation.
You really did.
They were spotted taking one of their standard low-key walks, but observers zoomed in and noticed they were both wearing very similar Boucheron rings.
On their left hands.
On their left hands. And the entertainment news cycle practically melted down.
This is where we get a masterclass in the anatomy of a celebrity rumor.
Yes, because, hold on, the conflicting reporting on this one detail is dizzying.
It's all over the place.
I am looking at two different narratives from our sources that are completely at odds. One major entertainment source explicitly claimed that the couple was, quote, verified as engaged.
Right, treating it as a locked-in fact.
Exactly, just a natural progression of their year together. But then you look at another major outlet's exclusive scoop, and their insider insists these are merely promise rings.
Just promise rings.
Yeah, that they've been wearing them for months, and that neither of them even desires a traditional marriage setup. It's a complete mess of information. How does the media ecosystem produce two completely contradictory exclusive facts on the exact same day?
Well, you have to look at the economic engine behind those headlines. Tabloids and entertainment sites have daily editorial quotas.
They need content.
They need clicks, they need engagement, and they need a narrative arc. So when a couple wearing identical rings refuses to offer a statement,
Right, when their publicists simply do not return the emails.
it creates an information vacuum.
And the media abhors a vacuum.
Precisely. If a publicist denies an engagement, the tabloid writes a headline. Gigi denies engagement.
Right.
If they confirm it, the headline is, Gigi and Bradley engaged. Both scenarios provide a neat, profitable story.
But when you give them absolute silence.
The reporters are forced to rely on peripheral, anonymous sources who are often just guessing based on the couple's body language or past behavior.
Wow.
The media machine is so unaccustomed to quiet stability that the only way it knows how to translate a happy, functional relationship is to automatically escalate it to marriage.
It's the absence of chaos being misinterpreted as a secret conspiracy.
Exactly.
There was a brilliant cultural observation made in the Celebrity Star Whisperers source about this exact phenomenon. The wedding rumors weren't born from a leaked document or a registry.
No.
They were born entirely from patterns, from calm, from the absence of chaos.
Which is so poetic.
It really is. The public looked at a couple simply existing in public without calling the paparazzi on themselves and assumed that level of security must mean they are secretly married.
Silence forces the observer to project their own assumptions onto the relationship. When you don't feed the beast starts eating itself.
But the strangest part of this entire saga is how the public eventually reacted to that silence.
Yeah, the shift was noticeable.
When the rumor mill was churning out 5 articles a day about a secret Parisian engagement, Bradley and Gigi's response was nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
They didn't post a cryptic Instagram story.
Yeah.
They didn't do an exclusive sit-down interview to clear the air.
They just kept taking their coffee walks.
Exactly. And rather than getting more aggressive, the public narrative actually started to soften.
The silence established a boundary that the public eventually had to respect.
Yeah.
In the modern era, fans often develop these parasocial relationships where they feel entitled to the intimate details of a celebrity's life.
Oh, for sure.
When a couple constantly posts about each other, they are actively inviting the audience to consume their romance as content.
Right. They're monetizing the relationship.
Yes. So, by withholding that content, Gigi and Bradley reminded the public that this relationship is not public property.
It brings back this aura of old-school Hollywood mystique.
It really does.
Before social media, you didn't know what Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward were doing on a Tuesday morning.
No.
You just knew they were together.
Yeah.
There's a profound power in looking at two incredibly famous people and realizing you actually have no idea what they talk about behind closed doors.
Not at all.
It makes the connection seem infinitely more real than a couple who posts a 6-paragraph caption for their anniversary.
Oh, completely. If we synthesize everything we know from the reporting, the granular details of their status almost don't matter.
No, they don't.
Whether they are formally engaged, wearing symbolic promise rings, or simply enjoy matching French jewelry, the undeniable through line is absolute, unshakable stability.
Right.
They have successfully blended their families, established a fiercely protected private routine, and built a dynamic of mutual creative support.
And they did it by opting out of the very machine that made them famous in the first place.
Exactly. It completely reframes how we think about visibility and success in relationships.
It really does. And, before we wrap this up, if you are loving these Hollywood deep dives, make sure you're subscribed because we are about to get into the really provocative part of this whole thing.
Yeah, because we live in a digital culture where relationships are treated as currency.
Yes. We see this constantly, not just with celebrities, but with everyone.
Everyone.
People curate their dating lives on TikTok. They soft launch their new partners on Instagram with a strategic photo of 2 drinks on a table.
Oh, the 2 drinks photo. We've all seen it.
We have all been conditioned to believe that a relationship isn't entirely real until it has been perceived, validated, and liked by an audience.
It's the performative nature of modern love. We use public documentation as proof of emotional depth.
And what Gigi and Bradley are proving is the exact opposite. You do not need noise to be serious.
No, you don't.
You don't need a publicist or 100 Instagram comments to validate that a connection is meaningful. Sometimes the strongest, most resilient connections are the ones that simply do not require an audience to survive.
It's a fundamental rejection of the idea that privacy is a barrier to intimacy. In fact, their extreme privacy seems to be the very mechanism that allows their intimacy to thrive.
Which leaves us with a really compelling and honestly slightly uncomfortable question to turn back on ourselves.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this.
We look at Hollywood's elite, people who have access to anything money can buy, and we see that their ultimate luxury, the thing they're fighting the hardest to protect, is absolute privacy.
Right.
So what does that mean for the rest of us living in this hyper-connected, oversharing age?
It's a great question.
Are we documenting and broadcasting our own relationships online just to prove to our friends and followers that we are happy?
Probably.
When you strip away the filters, the captions, and the audience, maybe the most solid, unshakable couples aren't the ones screaming their love from the digital rooftops. Maybe they are the ones who just don't feel the need to post anything at all. Sometimes the most powerful statement you can make to a crowd demanding a performance is to just take a quiet walk and let them wonder.
Perfectly said.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.